Good evening, friends. What's going on? What's up, Satellite Sun? PM Collector Boy, Manic, Ricky. Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope you're doing well. I am doing really good. I've had a really satisfying day today. Perhaps too satisfying. I'm like extra cozy right now, and it's making me sleepy. So I'm gonna do my best to keep it together tonight. Good evening, Deep Thought. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Glad we're all here tonight to enjoy classic SNES gaming the way it was meant to be played, with friends. Am I insane, or has he played this one on stream already? Yes, and yes. I have taken a look at this one before. I think it showed up in a preview, a special feature in months past or something of the sort. I also have a giant gin and tonic here, so I should be real good for the evening. Never mind that I have to be up for work in 8 hours. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. This is the isometric one, yes. They even mention it down there under Battle of the Stars. Mechwarrior 3050 is the hard-hitting sequel to Activision's futuristic adventure/simulation. This game leans more towards battlefield action than the original Mechwarrior did. It's the end of a much more exciting ride. Narrow forward view has been dropped in favor of a 3/4 overhead view, so you can scan the entire area around your mech all at once. It's sort of like Desert Strike, Jungle Strike, mixed with mechs, which, I mean, I'm not gonna complain about. Gin and tonic, gin and potion, gin and mega elixir. But you'd never use your gin and mega elixir. You'd finish the game with it sitting in your inventory. Such that a Thomas the Tank Engine game was being made. I thought it looked interesting right until the moment I saw it was by Dovetail Games of Train World and $umpteen,000 with DLC. Would they do that to the children? Would they really do that? I gotta say, I don't know the game that you're talking about, but just on the face of it, it occurs to me that, like, a video game that takes something like Thomas the Tank Engine super seriously and actually, like, maps out the entire island he's on and, like, has all the different, like, industries and stations and stuff. I mean, that'd actually be kind of cool. That'd actually be pretty cool. Or, like, to take it one step further, what about like a building sim that has, like, all of Bob the Builder's different constructions in and around his town that you can go visit? And maybe you could be like a permitting authority or something, and you have to inspect all his buildings and let him know what he fucked up on. Mega Elixir ages for hundreds of years, not because it's God, it's good to drink right away, but no, it actually does. Yeah. Bob the Builder, Thomas the Tank Engine. I always forget JJ the Jet Plane exists. Bob and Thomas both have significant cultural penetration, but I feel like JJ just bounced right off. I'm not sure what I'd put in his slot, though. Yeah. No, it's absolutely the same vibe. I mean, is JJ the Jet Plane an actual spin-off from, like, Thomas the Tank Engine? Or is it, like, just, like, a pale imitation thereof? Yeah, I have no... You know what? The night is young and I don't give any fucks. Let's go find out. Let's educate ourselves on the backstory of JJ the Jet Plane. It's American, so probably unrelated. Yeah, totally unrelated. I'm pretty sure the inspiration there is obvious. Alliteration suggests yes. Oh, I mean, I'm sure they just lifted everything wholesale from Thomas. Thomas started back in like the 80s. JJ the Jet Plane started over a decade later. What's up, Ms. Roy? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're ready for some Mechwarrior action tonight and other stuff, if you can read into the stream title. In fact, I'm not going to spend too much time on our preamble tonight, because like I said, I got to be up early tomorrow for work, and I think that's going to be pretty draining. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. And we'll see where we get to. Had a good Pathfinder game, now just chilling. Nice. That was very, very satisfying. So yeah, anyway, today is Thursday, and y'all know what Thursday means. The Power Hours, the return of good old Nintendo Power. It'll be back on Saturday too, but nestled right in between there. On Friday, we're gonna be doing an indie variety night, which I was originally planning on just showing you a small handful of indie games I picked up, but I got a bunch of people's attention somehow, and they loaded me up with free keys, so we're probably not even gonna manage to get to all the stuff I have lined up for it. So, which is, you know, good. Better than not having enough stuff to do, really. Powwows. I'm reminded of the Thomas Tank Engine episode where they force one of the trains in a tunnel and brick it up, effective burying him alive. Cask of Amontillado for kids. Jesus. Montranser. Anything especially interesting this batch? Yes, actually. There is... Let me see here. I'm gonna look at it. You aren't, because... Ha 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 ha. I've got a pretty neat spread of stuff. Most of it is 2D. In fact, almost everything is 2D. So I think I'll appeal. There is one game that is very much my jam at the moment, and I'm really excited to check that out. There is one game that somebody actually called out in chat a day or two ago, so I think they'll be delighted to actually see that up on the big screen tomorrow night. Yeah, right now I've got 12 games on the list, 8 full games and 4 demos. We'll see how it goes. You know, I feel like English major would enjoy that one. You called correctly. You called your shot. So yeah, that's gonna be this week's sorted. Sunday will be nothing because I never stream on Sunday, of course. And then Monday we'll be back with more Fallout 3, specifically Rivet City. It is time to explore Rivet City in all of its rusted glory. And that's kind of the shape of things for now. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays for the foreseeable future are going to be Fallout 3. Thursdays and Saturdays, with very few exceptions, will be the Power Hours. Though, as I like to do, I may sneak some stuff in between issues. I have something that I really want to do, something I want to spring on y'all after we finish this issue. So I'm not gonna rush. We are still early pages into this, but I actually have something really, really, really cool to show y'all when we finish this one. Something that just kind of struck out of the blue. Do the Final Fantasy X Lightning Dodge challenge just be a multi-art? I would lose my fucking mind if I did that. I'd try. Okay, look. When I played Final Fantasy, I've only played through Final Fantasy X once. Yeah, we're definitely gonna stream it someday. It's my second favorite Final Fantasy. We gotta do it. I made a token effort to get the ultimate weapons in that game, and when I found out about the lightning dodges, I was like, nope. Absolutely not. I only got one of them completed. And it's whichever one is tied to the Cactar village, because the Cactar village was just so much fun. Got into 18 of the 200. One of my buddies in college actually did it. And I watched him do it. And I was like, you can't be fucking serious. I was making fun of him at first, but once he started making some serious headway in it, I shut the hell up. Because I would have felt entirely too guilty if I was the reason he screwed it up. Yeah, no, it was crazy. He was the sicko that played Blitzball just because he loved it so much. Like, I don't think you could find another person on this earth who got Waka's ultimate weapon done and then continued playing Blitzball. To this day, I don't know what his damage was, but he was obsessed with that shit. It was incredible. Seriously? Yeah, like, I don't know where to start. Blitzball 2 was OP as fuck. I mean, look, I like Blitzball. I thought it was an interesting approach to like a sports strategy game. No, it's cool. But again, I watched what he had to do just to get his ultimate weapon. And I was like, oh my god. And then he kept playing. He just didn't stop. Guess have high ticket dragon coin rewards that force you to dodge lightning race chocobos once. That's a good idea, honestly. That's a good idea. I've actually, to get ahead of myself once again, I've been debating something like that when we get further into Fallout 3 and we start actually knocking down some of our objectives in that game. I might give y'all dragon coin options to requests, like side quests and things. Maybe I'll enjoy watching someone play Blitzball. Frankly, I doubt it, but I didn't enjoy watching my buddy play it. But don't worry, chat. If you force me to do all this stuff, I'll get my revenge when we stream Final Fantasy X2. 1,000 coins, 15 minutes of lightning dodge attempts. You're missing some zeros there, definitely. Maybe for like 100,000. Lightning dodge is not so bad. The chocobo race and butterfly. The chocobo race is stupid. The chocobo race is really, really, really stupid. I watched my buddy get absolutely cheated on that one. He did everything perfectly, and the game just, like, screwed him. Okay, 1,000 coins, 15,000 minutes. The butterfly... I don't even remember the butterfly thing. I don't remember what that was about. Chocobo race the temple of me losing my shit. Keeps it like a game where all the Toho characters are plopped into a 4X setting called Tohotopia? Scarlet's Team Egypt for some reason. I swear it looks like none of the girls are wearing okay. Okay. Finally beat the master though. Butterfly was Kimari's. Message is playing the Fallout radio station. Chat made next time. I can't do that on stream, and you know why. I appreciate the effort that's gone into it. That's really cool, but you know I can't stream licensed music. Waiting for Lulu's OnlyFans to drop. God. Don't tease me. I think I told you my friend paid one of the neighborhood kids to do the chocobo race for him the last night. Yes, you did. Hilarious. And also, I admire that kid's hustle. They understand what's important in life. Everything costs time or money. And I think it's interesting to see who values what more. I'm a time guy myself. But yeah. Anyway, schedule's out of the way. Let's talk video games, chat. As if we're not talking video games right now. Let's talk these video games instead of whatever's on your mind. So yes, this is actually a direct sequel to the Mechwarrior game, the previous SNES Mechwarrior game. The surprisingly impressive first-person Mechwarrior game, which was really only hindered by them making sacrifices to make it run at a decent frame rate. I actually rather enjoyed that one. It's just a shame that the only things in the levels are you and your enemies. But this one decided to go the isometric route, almost certainly inspired by the success of Desert Strike and Jungle Strike, because it bears a lot of similarities aesthetically. But a good fit for the style, really. Giant stompy mechs instead of helicopters. Like, yeah, makes sense to me. When was Mech Commander released? Good question, Jerp. Also, good evening, Jerp. It's good to see you. Mech Commander. I want to say a couple years down the line. Yeah, 1998. From Microprose. I actually always wanted to get Mech Commander. It looked really cool to me. And I was a fan of Microprose after XCOM Apocalypse. So. Movie gave Chocobo Racing actual direct control. We tried that already. It's called Chocobo Racing. Final Fantasy VII Chocobo Racing was great, yeah. It was particularly good. Thinking about like Final Fantasy side stuff, I did everything except the super bosses in Final Fantasy VII. I didn't really, as much as I really liked Triple Triad in Final Fantasy VIII, but I didn't go, like, I didn't do everything associated with it. I never finished the card collection or anything like that. And I tried the super boss in that one, and I don't think I did it, that I can recall. Chocobo Hot and Cold in Final Fantasy IX is one of my favorite things in the entire Final Fantasy series. I kind of laser focused on that one. And then, yeah, like I said, I only finished one of the ultimate weapons in Final Fantasy X. Because all the other stuff was so, nothing can match Xenocard for you. I'm guessing that's a card game from the Xeno series? Xeno Saga? Xeno something? Xeno thing? Xenophobia? It's got a new full-screen radar display with sprawling battlefields and an intriguing plot. You got games light years beyond the average shooter. You can even walk in one direction, fire in another, which is honestly pretty cool and something that the Strike games really could have used. Also, I didn't read you the hook for this one. War has raged across the galaxy for over 250 years, but your clan has an incredible new weapon, the Mad Cat Heavy Omnimech. More powerful, more heavily armored than any previous war machine, the Mad Cat has tipped the balance of power in your favor. Clan Wolf is now poised to take control of the warring houses and unite the galaxy under a single banner if you're up to the task. Final battle for supremacy begins now. Xenosaga Episode 1 had a mini CCG and an only 150 card set, not terribly well balanced, still a lot of fun. Guess you should eventually give Brigador a go. Brigador is really good. Brigador is a really, really solid game. It's like the aesthetic of it, the styling of it is just like dead on. It is an amazingly stylish game. Honestly, one of the like cyberpunkiest games out there, for my money anyway. I haven't played Brigador in a really, really long time. They did eventually patch in alternate control schemes after hardlining with the actual, like tank controls. So no matter what your playstyle is, you should be able to acclimate to it pretty easily. You have limited ammo in this, so conserve it. You can step on mini-mechs and tanks to destroy them. But you won't take damage stepping on them. Bigger mechs are very quick and powerful. Keep moving, destroy everything you come across. Toast the factories that churn them out. 9 assault weapons to choose from in 3 categories: heavy ordnance, main guns, and tactical. Particle projection cannon, Gauss rifle, arrow 6, large laser machine gun, auto cannon, Inferno short range missile, long range missile, and thunder mines. Nice. Play as Clan Steel Viper. The lore is just the comic of the dude riding a bike, putting a stick in the front wheel spokes and laying there on the ground looking like, what the fuck happened? What's up, Fury? It's good to see you tonight. That's really funny. Al Shane. Destroy the mech bays in Zone B4. Take out the radar sites in J6. Blow up the landing strip in I4. Rescue Comrade in B1. And then eliminate the compound in G2. Last time we played this, we got to Satellites. This one was really hard, though. Yeah, my problem with this one is that you have to destroy the launch buildings, and there's 2 of them, and apparently they're at, like, J1 and then G. Oh, yeah, they're really far apart, as it turns out. Don't bother with other targets. Take out the complex in J1, proceed to G6. Don't worry too much about heat damage. The launch buildings have coolant tanks inside of them. What's up, Ariana? How you doing tonight? Good to see you. We're about to dig into some Mechwarrior 3050, if that's your bag. Riddenkirk. All a bunch of destroying key targets. Looks like there's only 5 levels in this game. Not the greatest, but we ball. That's the spirit. Take what you can get. Avon and home. Cool. Let's do it. Pay no attention to the nerd on the screen. We don't. Not when there's games to be had. Let us not forget what is important in life. Games and the play. I'm gonna close my eyes. just imagine a stream. Just imagine the stream you want to see. Far more satisfying that way. I won't be offended. I am here to entertain in any capacity I can, including being replaced by your wild imaginings. There we go. I was thinking you Ray Bassi never actually caught winner. Oh, well, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate that. I do enjoy rating Bassi, and not just because he's always wrapping up when I'm wrapping up. So he's like, "Hi, Oddish, I'm going to bed. Bye." The book was better type vibes. Tiburon Entertainment. I know of nothing else they made. I know Fasa. I heard this intro is pretty cool. If you don't mind me asking, how do you know Bassi? I only know Bassi through Twitch. I think the first time I rated them, we might have been playing like the same game. And I rated over because they seemed cool, and turns out they were, actually. Game I never got past 2nd level. Yeah, I mean, I've only played it once before, but that 2nd level is mean. Are there difficulty levels in this? I wonder. No, of course not. Flying Mech is a marauder, for those not in the know, no ideas on the tanks. First mission takes place on the planet Alshain against the Draconis Combine. You'll be dropped in the southern sectors of their complex. Take out the 4 main installations. The the radar site, the aerotech base, the DCMS mech and tank bays, and the DCMS compound. As soon as you land, quickly neutralize the radar site in the southeast sectors. So force the ground-based guns to target manually. The aerotech squadron will constantly attack you from above. The only defense is to destroy their base in the eastern sectors. DCMS mech and tank bays are located in the western sectors. It must be eliminated. Protect. I get it. I get it, you big talky head.
PPC. Gauss rifle. Arrow 6. Gauss rifle. PPC.
Arm explodes if
Gauss
overcharged.
Rifle. Machine gun. Gauss rifle. Machine gun. Laser.
I want a laser.
Missile.
And missiles, yes. This all sounds good. But a Yapper game has truly never changed over the years. Oh god, I forgot how incredibly zoomed in this game is. Squish. 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 Where'd you learn to drive at the driving store? Silly, you don't drive mechs, you pilot mechs. I am no good at piloting. Okay, do I have a map? I do. Air attacks are frequent and deadly. Take out the airport in the eastern sectors. Rid yourself of this vicious nuisance. Cool ass map. What if the mech has wheels? Don't try to trick me with your funky logics. Plus, this is a camera limits how good this game could be. I know it's got 2 for frame rate issues. Attach some mech size roller skates. Pop. There we go. There's also no music. Wish. Attack the DCMS mech. Oh, this could be bad. Also, the Mad Cat is just enormous compared to these other mechs. Definitely benefit from some music. Make our own music. The music in our hearts.
Danger. Overheating.
I know, it's sweltering in here. Oh lord, there's another mech over there. Ah! Do not want. The animation in this game is extremely solid too. Uh-oh. No!
Danger. Overheating.
Pop. Pop goes the Mad Cat. There we go. Cool, I got all my other shit back. I like that the large laser doesn't have like a fancy name. It's just a big gun.
Enemy mech approved.
Okay, we need that. We need that to live! Yeah, even with the zoomed in perspective, the frame rate kind of suffers when you got a lot of stuff going on the screen. Mega fancy, biggest gunnus. There we go. All right, now you need to rescue somebody, I think, up in the northern area. Yeah, rescue the Star Captain. Star Captain reporting. Oh, I just did. I guess he was in that little building. And then bay doors to the main complex. Destroy the 4 power pyramids. These things. What's up, Shadows? How you doing tonight? Game I want to say I like too hard. Make no want to play. Yeah, I getcha. Really, like a really neat idea. And I mean, it's really pretty and like well animated, but yeah. I have to assume there's a really good modern isometric game, isometric mecha game. Well, I mean, there's Brigador. Brigador is kind of my go-to for that. This would really benefit from a remake? It would, wouldn't it? There we go. I guess we have to just blow up everything in here. Realize this is basically Future Cop LAPD, but a few years before that game happened. Boy, sucks to be these guys. You got this whole nice base set up with like factories and radar dishes and stuff, and then one asshole in a giant mech shows up and just flattens everything.
Mission complete.
Mission complete. Alright, we're going to Satellite for your next battle. I've been promoted to Star Captain. Was the first SNES Mechwarrior smoother? First SNES Mechwarrior was first person, not isometric. And it was smoother because the only thing in any of the levels were enemies. There were no other like 3D features whatsoever. Yep, mode 7 FPSing. Enemy was cool. It was pretty cool. Build an assembly plant that creates mech fusion engines. 3 main fastest are manufacturing precision. Boring. I don't need to hear this. Rescued our future self.
DPC Gauss rifle. Arrow 6. Gauss DPC Gauss rifle.
I'll keep the same loadout. I like it. So good evening, Loger. Hi, good to see you. All right, so I have a very thin 2.5 minutes to destroy the launch sites.
Enemy map approved.
Oh, for Christ's sake. I'm too busy for this. That guy is just fucking going off, man. What the hell? This guy's an asshole. All right. Where am I and where? Oh shit, I'm near it. I had no idea I was on the right track. That's crazy. Routine is 20% off, so I've been playing the first part. How do you like it? What do you think of it? So this is the first of the launch sites. Got it. That doesn't reset the timer. That fucking sucks. So this is a much bigger level than the first one. God, this is crazy. It's really crazy how tight this mission is. Like, I'm starting to think I just should not have engaged that other mech at all. I should have just kept running around and taking the licks. Come on. There it is. Oh man, 13 seconds to spare. Woo! Really like it so far. I like it a cross between Observation and Soma. I mean, that sounds really good. Fun play through the exit 8 for yourself. Fun game that makes you feel unbelievably stupid. I mean, there's definitely a learning curve to exit 8. I feel like there's kind of a learning curve with all of those spot the difference games, because you really don't know like how subtle they plan on being.
Enemy mech approach.
Well, I'm screwed. I don't know how you're supposed to fight these things without just getting dog walked. Like, he's using a really nasty AoE weapon. So, like, even if he doesn't hit you directly, it's still gonna do a shitload of damage. Well, fortunately, oh no, I thought that was coolant. Shit. When I got lucky, the last few anomalies are obvious, trying to be scary ones. Okay. Umigari was a fun time. Oh, wait, am I supposed to be blowing these up? Good lord. Okay, that is what I'm trying to do next. Kinda not the best idea to send the heat-sensitive mech on a mission to the lava planet. I don't know, that's probably why I'm not a big Mechwarrior guy, but... Just seems unwise to me. It's extra heat sensitive. Oh, pop. Aw. Little corpse hanging out of there is really funny. So yeah, this is a cool game for what it is. It's just hard. It's just really hard. It was really funny sending a mech onto a planet with a unique atmosphere makes the mech's armor magnetic, so ballistic weapons are twice as accurate. Hopefully your successor will be more confident. Yeah, send their ass to the lava planet, see how they do. Or better yet, you go, asshole. I'm sure you're man enough for it. Anyway, not bitter at all. Moving on. I think the other thing is even if you do manage to get through the missions, there's only 5 in the game. So end evil alert! Oh my god, Jesus Christ at the deck. My landlord sent me a text saying we need to talk about how high my air conditioning bill is. I responded, come by anytime, my door is always open. Okay, that one's actually pretty good. That one's pretty good. Too busy doing important things like yapping? Yeah. Got the full-time quest dispensing job. So yeah, we're destined to never see the ice planet. Or the jungle planet. Or the home planet, so. Such is life, chat. We gotta save time for Toy Story! Prepare to be dazzled in a shower of shit. Toy Story Disney blockbuster film comes straight off silver screen as a truly stunning game for the Super NES. Even the most avid gamers will rub their eyes in awe. But it's true, though. 5 missions is a lot of can't get past missions. That is true. Gives a lot of replay value. Then. We have played this one several times. I don't feel any particular need to revisit it because it is wretched. It is ass. It really, really sucks. For fans of Disney's computer animated mega hit Toy Story, the short wait for the movie's conversion to a game for the Super NES is over. Long before the movie hit theaters, Disney Interactive was already hard at work on the game, and the result is a fast-paced platform cart with knockout graphics. While it's true that many video translations of good movies fall short, sometimes far short of expectations, Toy Story hits the mark in many aspects. Not only is the storyline almost identical to the movie, the same computer-generated animation that Pixar used to bring those beautifully rendered characters to the big screen has been used to create Buzz, Woody, and crew for the... Oh, Buzz got top billing. How about that? Toys come to life in stunning 3D graphics that it's not actually... I wouldn't call it 3D. Surprised they're not buzzwording with the whole ACM thing. The early stages might seem overly easy, but the challenge increases rapidly, so rest those thumbs and get ready for an eye-popping experience. The toys are back in town, and I wish they weren't. I just got promoted to the manager of my team, and I realized I was the main character of the video game doing all the quests, and now I'm just an NPC doling out. Oh, that terrible moment of dawning realization. So I don't think I've heard of Toy Story games. Well, I mean, you haven't heard of this one because it's shit. And unless you make a habit of checking out Kusoge's, that's Japanese for shit game, by the way, then you wouldn't be particularly familiar with this one. Tim Allen's voice makes me upset, so I can't even go back to this series. Yeah, I mean, I get it. They're good movies, honestly. Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 are increasingly improbably good. And then 4 stretches it a bit too far. But is still a perfectly entertaining movie. You've never seen a Toy Story movie, wow. I mean, they're classics for a reason. They are really, really solid films. Don't need a Toy Story film after 3. 4 is just okay. Yeah. And I mean, that goes hand in hand. Like, 3 was the perfect conclusion for the series. It was absolutely perfect. 4 just felt so incredibly unnecessary and weird, too. Because they went weird places with some of the characterization in it. I tell you what, I don't dislike Toy Story 4, but I will say the end of Toy Story 4 makes me actively never want to see another one. I'm sure there's gonna be a Toy Story 5 someday. I don't want to watch it, specifically because of how 4 ends. Don't think I ever saw the 4th one. Save yourself some time. It's not really worth it. It's not like... It's not so bad it's good. It's not weirdly good. It's just there. There's a trailer for 5. Whatever, man. Lightyear's also weird. It's like instead of playing into the cheesy 90s action film vibe, it's trying to be Baby's First Interstellar. Yeah, I mean, that was a weird concept for a movie. Definitely seems like one where they probably started with a much clearer, much bolder vision for what the movie would be, and then higher up started interfering with it. That's my guess. Toy Story 5 comes out in June. But why? Wouldn't even mind the idea of a committed to the damn tone. Yeah. I'm sure that one was a victim of rewrites or studio interference or something. Just I've never seen it, just based on what I've heard about it. And yeah, they definitely should have stopped at 3. But I mean, like, the movie-going audiences are so fickle. Like, people complain about endless sequels and, like, never letting franchises die. But then, like, new projects always seem to have a terrible uphill battle just to get people to watch them. Like, their reception always feels like a total shot in the dark. Whereas you make another Toy Story and you can guarantee a bunch of butts and seats. WALL-E is absolutely not underrated. I'm pretty sure everybody kind of considers WALL-E like peak Pixar. Good writer has to know when to stop writing the story. Yeah, definitely. The writing gets annoying. You have a scene where Buzzier is trying to do a serious scene and gets emotional, bit of dialogue, and everyone gets annoyed at him for taking the situation seriously. WALL-E is so good, I'll watch it just by... Oh, right, Wall-E's pet. I forgot about him. Wow. Yeah. That should tell you how beloved a movie that is. So. WALL-E's arguably their Beauty and the Beast. It's definitely peak. I'm pretty sure WALL-E is my favorite Pixar film. I haven't seen all of them, but WALL-E's pet is the only cockroach you can stand. Soul is probably your favorite recent Pixar movie. There are a few I haven't seen. Yeah. Some of the other ones kind of slide off my brain a bit. I haven't seen it in ages. You watch again? Yeah, I actually haven't seen it in a long time either. I might go on Disney Plus and kind of refresh myself on Pixar films. Not necessarily watch them, but just remind myself what's out there. Finding Nemo is your childhood fave? Finding Nemo is just a really solid one. Oh god, I'm reminded of the Cars movies. The Cars series is weird. Like, the first one is really good. The second is like inexplicably bad. Like, I don't know what in the hell they were thinking, but the second one, like, is so deeply bizarre. And then the third one's pretty good again. But the third one is also like, I don't know. There's like a period in Pixar's history right around like Cars 3 and Toy Story 3 where it sort of feels like their movies are a cry for help. Like they were like studio leadership was definitely going through some shit at that point, and it's reflected so deeply in the films they were making. Was Cars 2 Pig in the City? Cars 2 is like a spy thriller that's really about Mater. And it just... Okay. One of the things about Cars that I don't think gets talked about a whole lot is like... the Cars films kind of necessitate a very narrow scope, and that's why the first one works so well, because it's just this little isolated dead-end town. You just have the cars in their little local community doing things, because once you expand past that, which is what Cars 2 does and makes it this big like international spy thriller thing, it starts raising all these really uncomfortable questions about how a civilization of sentient cars would actually function. And that's like the least weird part about Cars 2. Because the story is so deeply bizarre. Can't watch Cars again either because Larry the Cable Guy's face so Aww. Did the Cars... No, there are no humans. There are no humans in the Cars universe, which, I mean, you know, it's kind of its own question in and of itself. Up his peak Pixar destroying your heart in 5 minutes. Dude, I remember. My wife and I, we had just watched, like... We were going through the Pixar movie at the time, and we just watched WALL-E, and we loved WALL-E, and we're like, oh, let's watch Up next. It's about a funny old man in his flying house. And we started that movie up, and we were fucking bawling. That was so brutal. Souls is probably the best film you've seen portraying being a jazz musician accurately. Oh yeah, compared to Whiplash. But no, not bawling as in we bawl now. Bawling as in crying. B-A-W-L. Alright. Alright. Hang on. I wanna see the list of Pixar films. Alright, I've seen Toy Story. Oh, they made a Bug's Life. I never watched that. Toy Story 2 was good. Monsters, Inc. was good. I like Monsters, Inc. Finding Nemo is good. Incredibles is really good. Cars is fine. Oh, Ratatouille! I love Ratatouille. WALL-E, Up. Toy Story 3. Wow. Toy Story 3 and Cars 2 were back to back. That's interesting. Let's see. Brave. I like Brave. Never saw Monsters University. Inside Out was good. Never saw The Good Dinosaur. Finding Dory was fine. Dory really works better as a side character, though. Cars 3 is okay. The story is actually pretty solid in it. I never saw Coco. I think my kids saw Coco and they really liked it. Incredibles 2 is good. Right? Toy Story 4 is weird. Oh, fuck, Onward. Onward's another one of those that's like a real gut punch. I never saw Soul. I never saw Luca. All right, I know this one's contentious. I love Turning Red. I thought Turning Red was fantastic. Never saw Lightyear. I started watching Elemental one day and just kind of tuned out of it. Yeah, I haven't seen any of the other ones past that. Inside Out 2, Elio. I guess Hoppers just came out. Onward's the one where it's like a fantasy world that modernized. And it's about the two brothers going on a quest to reunite with their lost dad. Brave was Pixar, yeah. Brave was Pixar. Incredibles 2 has some good moments overall. I don't really like it. I remember liking Incredibles 2, but I'm not super clear on the story. It's kind of faded from my mind. Liked Honor as a tabletop RPG fan. It's up your alley, yeah. Luke, I want to see Turning Red. Yeah, Turning Red I think is fantastic. I have... Turning Red hits a little closer to home because, you know, my wife is Japanese. I have 2 daughters, so... Honor is a really cool saying that reflects in just a kind of alright movie. Kind of related to Elemental, it made me cry. Yeah, I do want to see that one at some point. I love Coco right until you realize Miguel's great-great-grandmother would rather see him dead than let him be a musician. Oh yeah, that's fair about Finding Dory, yeah. Man, she kind of self-immolated on that whole thing, didn't she? Big Hero 6, I think, is tech. See, the thing about Disney and Pixar is they got so intertwined. Because Disney, like, originally, like, Pixar was like the 3D animation branch, and Disney was like the traditional animation branch. But then Disney moved on to doing 3D animation, and like their themes and projects started getting intermixed. It was kind of hard to suss out which one's which. But yeah. Anyway, there's a Toy Story game and it sucks balls, so why don't we just kind of scoot past this? Oh yeah, this stage where you have to like chase Buzz fucking sucks. It's awful, and I will never get through it. And then apparently Woody has a nightmare where he has to fight a giant Buzz Lightyear. And then there's an RC race course. And then all the other toys try to murder Woody. Because, I mean, to be fair, he was being kind of a dick there. Now Disney moved on to live action for some reason and won't stop. Please, guys, stop. Because people go see that shit. Because it actually makes money. The fuck is Woody's face? Oh, there? No, that's straight from the movie. I mean, it's kind of cut off by the seam, but yeah, he was giving Buzz the old stink eye because he was so jelly. Forgot the boss level, I still remember the RC level, and it sucks. Much like the rest of the game. Like Kane from Legacy of Kain there. They did cram a lot of stages into this, though. One where you ride on a dinosaur, and then... Huh. You have to go to Pizza Planet, climb through the claw machine. Jesus. Oh my god, there's a first-person dungeon crawl in this? That's kind of insane. I wish that happened in a better game, though. It's apparently a pretty long game. That's something. The only two I liked was Maleficent and Mary Poppins Returns. I have not seen any of the live-action Disney stuff. I don't care. I don't care, and I don't want to care. I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't care if it's good. I don't want it to be good because I don't want them to exist. Other Toy Story 2 outtakes where they use Rex as a battering ram, failed, break open the thing, always gives me stitches. Yeah, those outtakes at the end are really funny. Claw stage is where he got up to as a kid. That's pretty far in, to be fair. All right, moving. The new classified information style makes me mad. Makes me angry. I miss the old manila envelope so much. Anyway. Gonna sound harsh. I don't like Lin-Manuel Miranda so much. I don't have an interest in Returns. Probably a nice dude, just something about him. My live action I saw was Maleficent. It was good. I don't care. Watch most other live action Disney movies. Yeah. Barely read some of the game titles. We got Killer Instinct, of course. Sound test for Ogre Battle. Stage select for Excalibur 2097. Hidden players in NBA Live 96. Behind my head right here is the Ignition Factor. And then skip to the end screen and credits and Urban Strike. If you don't remember Ignition Factor, that's the really like deeply bizarre top-down firefighting sim that was localized in just like the weirdest way possible. Excalibur, because you missed it, was bad. Sorry for like 5 minutes. Fair, I have no interest in watching a shot-for-shot remake of the reinterpreting the movie or following up with the movie leaves off, then you're more interested. I just, like... I fear and decry the death of animation, and I feel like Disney doing live-action remakes of all their shit kind of like hastens the possibility, because I mean that was Disney's bread and butter for decades, you know. They were the ones putting out the really high quality anime. I was sad when Disney kind of jettisoned traditional animation entirely in favor of 3D, and now like I don't know. It's unlikely that they'll move away from animated films entirely, but like I just don't like this shift. I don't like anything putting more distance between us and like good animated works. I'm trying to remember the part of the reason behind the remakes to extend the copyright, but I'm no lawyer. I mean, it could be. But I mean, they could also extend the copyright just by making, like, new fucking films. I don't know. Disney Flashlight. Disney Newgrounds style movies. Tangled's great. Tangled... Like, honestly, from the princess subgenre of Disney films, Tangled might be my favorite. Of course, I got... My girls were at the right age to get really, really into the extended Tangled universe and the TV series. The TV series is shockingly good. Like, the TV series is absolutely fantastic. Like, the movie is great. Like, the movie is really, really great. But I want to give them some serious credit for actually, like, going above and beyond with the TV series. Alright, Caliber. Miss Tangle really should fix that. It is great. It is a wonderful, wonderful film. That's not ideal. Hang on a sec. Hang on, I got bad connection here. Enjoy Tangled, you know me, I hate everything! There we go, okay. Thank you, okay. You know, Tangled, I think it's kind of missed opportunity to not bring back Rapunzel's voice actor for the Kingdom Hearts world, considering she's already a voice actor for the game. I didn't know that. I think Shrek is gonna be returned to form like Shrek 1 and 2 unironically fight me. I'll go you one better than that. I remember liking all the Shrek movies. There were what, 4 of them? I think I enjoyed all of them. As the beginning of Disney's can't miss venture into 3D animation, Tangled, Frozen, Moana, and Kanto. First 3 Shrek films are legit good. Don't remember much about 4 though. 2097 Neo New York. New York for the uninitiated. Life is ground to a standstill. There are no more jobs to go to, no more parks to walk in. People do what they're told or nothing at all. I already made the joke last time. I won't belabor it. A warlord named Raptor rules the city. He runs Neo New York for a global mob and runs it without mercy. Raptor has unleashed an army of ruthless, mutating morphs upon the city to enforce order. Is this our protagonist or the villain? Only 2 people stand in Raptor's way, a man named Slash and a woman named Alex. Slash wields the magic sword Excalibur, better than Raptor's own blade. It can rip through steel like rancid butter. What? That's not how that works. Slash is the only man who scares Raptor, and Raptor hates him for it. Raptor, this is Slash, one of the last honest agents of Special Forces. We can't buy him off. His sword Excalibur is strong, like yours. As long as he's free, you'll never rule this city. Alex isn't important enough to the story. Fuck him. Well, yeah. This is the woman, Alex, Slash's partner in Special Forces. We can't buy her either. Slash and Alex are the only agents we don't own. They dare to rebel against your authority. Raptor, what should we do? Kane, anything we can't buy, we take. Bring me Alex, and Slash will come to us. Yeah, she's a MacGuffin. Alex is the designated damsel. So bored with spineless little men like you. Yes, sir, but unfortunately Slash will never get this far. Of course not, you'll see to it. Alright, 1 player quest. So this is actually a fighting game. The 2-player mode is like a versus mode. This one has platforming stages, and then the bosses are basically like fighting game showdowns. It sounds a lot like the Mortal Kombat theme. And I'm pretty sure people noticed that the last time we played this too. His jacket is so cool. Delicious Coke. Because of course Coke is still gonna exist 80 years from now. And a Borgor. Only a dude with anime-ass hair can save the city. Hey, it's a guy. I can't move. This is a cutscene. Yeah, yeah. You're gonna goober on me. Ow. Punch me. And everything does contact damage, and I fucking hate it. Oh, you can slash. You can slash his projectiles too. Oh, he vomited himself to death. Koga's responsible for most of the defense turrets, probably. Bone in meat. The whole sprite really should not disappear. Oops. Robots are surprisingly nutritious in this game. Alright, the boss fights are where this game sucks ass. The boss fights are really, really, really deeply unfun. Because they outrange you and they block everything. Whatever happened to your sword cuts through everything like rancid butter? Good question. The sword is not expired butter. This really does feel like some input reading horse shit. At least I have to do something else. I can do like a down stab. That's kind of cool. Oh yeah, he has another attack too. Remember the Archmage does potentially being in really serious trouble? I did. You block attacks with more than just your face? Like, yeah, I have a block. Well, shit. Okay, that's Excalibur 20 yada yada. This game shouldn't suck as much as it does, but it does. And it's a real shame. Sorry, thank you, fuck our creators for the generative AI shit, but wow, yeah. Yep. Stealing your Discord info. Not a great look. Play some nice, friendly Urban Strike instead. And I don't know if y'all heard, but Nexon was so happy with Arc Raiders that they decided to put the studio head, the guy who famously said you might as well assume that every developer is using AI in their game projects. Yeah, they put him in charge of their entire like game division, like international business and planning and stuff. USA, the far future of 2001. Friends, it is time to take back America. Sound familiar? With our volunteer angel patrols, we'll rid the streets of criminal scum. Together, we'll channel our energies into showing our so-called leaders how America ought to be run. Malone, Malone, Malone. Great show, Mr. Malone. You sent for me. That's just Christian Bale right there. Like American Psycho style. Running in some static at our Hawaii station. I want you to check it out. Seems to be the problem. The United Special Forces team has discovered our plan. I suspect someone in our organization is broadcasting information to the Strike Corps. What do you need me to do? I want you to fly to Hawaii and oversee the operation. Let's deal with this strike force or our plans for the super weapon may fail. I handle it, I know how these guys operate. So I've learned. My son will drive you to the airport in my private limousine. Enjoy your flight. Ivory Tower, come in, Ivory Tower. This is Agent Ego. We read you, Ego. I've infiltrated Malone's lair, but I think he's on to me. He's building a deadly super weapon, and the first component is in Hawaii. Ooh, they got super weapon MacGuffins. Seen blueprints, and this thing could take out a skyscraper. You know what else can take out a skyscraper? Powered by a huge, I've got to go. I'll tell you the rest from the limo. Ego out. Well. There's our lead story in tonight's news. Crime boss assassinates son of crusading media leader. Real story is switch channels on Malone and you'll get canceled. Meanwhile, hello? Commander, it looks like your vacation is going to be cut short. I knew I shouldn't have brought this phone. Our friend HR Malone is up to his old tricks again. So what's the plan? Lucky for you, the disturbance is right there in Hawaii. Meet us at our mobile command post on Oahu in 30 minutes. Aloha, fruit drinks away. Lermo's limos are just refurbished hoopties cut in half and reinforced with aluminum box well between the two halves. Alright, yes, I would like to play the video game. Welcome back, Commander. Our target this time is HR Malone. Stealth HD TV? Malone, one of the richest men in the world, but he's recruited millions of fanatic followers since he lost that presidential election a few years ago. Yeah, the dude can sell invisible ink to a counterfeiter. He's been buying up choice real estate in all 50 states and Mexico to use as training camps. For his paramilitary organization, he's hired renegade weapons experts and former generals who became mercenaries in the wake of military cutbacks. Do we send in someone to get his plans? Yes, Agent Ego, but he won't be coming back. That makes it personal. Ego's my buddy. We flew together in the jungle campaigns. Call back! What happened? Malone penetrated his coverage, shut him up with a car bomb. But not before Ego uncovered Malone's plan to build some sort of super weapon. Malone has an attack squad right here in Hawaii implementing phase 1. That's where you come in. Wondering why you pay me the big bucks. We need to investigate his attacks on 4 observatories. He's stealing their 30-foot mirrors, but we don't have a clue what he wants them for. Sounds like a personal hygiene problem. I also think he's not the real HR Malone. We got a tip from a plastic surgeon who says he can tell us the true identity of our madman. Surgeon fears for his life is hiding on the islands. Locate the surgeon and we'll know who this evil genius is. Great, another evil genius. Why can't I ever fight an evil idiot? Well, over in our timeline, have a new attack chopper, download the missions, your risk communicator, and prepare for flight. Good luck, Commander. Okay, cool. What. Team America was supposed to be a parody. There is no parody, only prophecy. Alright, what are we doing first? 1 visitor center. Okay, so we blow up the visitor centers apparently. That's the plan. Ew. Wow, I think it's armored as fuck. I thought this game was called Urban Strike. We already played Jungle Strike. This is self-defense. The explosion animations are kind of sad in this one. But I guess Jungle Strike starts with a couple of urban maps. Do I want to save you? Yeah, you look like a nice person. Right, the frame rate is that. Yeah, this one really does not run as well as Desert Strike or Jungle Strike, and it's really conspicuous. Like, I don't know if they cut the budget on this thing or what, but... What's this? Oh, I think I need to take this back to base. Maybe these are the mirrors he was trying to steal? Only familiar with Soviet Strike, seems to me all these games are based around min-maxing the shit out of your pickups. That's something you don't need yet? Well, shit, because I already got... Also, those are just little people swimming with sharks. Can I, like, drop it off? How do I... Oh. I think I just dropped it off the world. Can I save those people with the shark? I go really fast all of a sudden. Oh, I can. Nice. Civilian destroyed? For some reason, it woke up memory of a game called Choplifter. I mean, Choplifter is a classic. I have to imagine that these games were at least partially inspired by Choplifter. I'm out of missiles. You get raid on Bungling Bay. Not sure why I did that, but okay. But man, there's a lot of different pickups in this game. I don't know what these all do. So some of the same genes as the Strike series, no guns, and the frame rate is actually good. Oh, Whirlybird. Reminds you of a complete Megacopter a while ago. How was the whole game? Getting cleared hot, you can use your tow hook to eat stuff of the enemies, including apparently themselves. Okay, I know not to bother with those trucks now. Shoxy Desert Strike came to GBA. I mean, on the face of it, there's nothing really that should prevent it from working on a handheld. Honestly, I don't know why this is running so bad. Like, I can't think of a good reason why this should run like such ass. It's not like there's a whole bunch of complex animation and shit going on screen. Check this out on Genesis. I mean, here, okay, so this is another thing. When you get to the edge of the map, everything, like, smooths out a lot, and you're able to move, like, much faster. Like, the frame rate massively improves. Like, it's so much better.
Completed.
Oh, that was the plastic surgeon. And then as soon as you get away from the edge of the map, like, the frame rate, like, gets cut in half. Okay, apparently I do have to blow up those trucks. Sorry, the boss fight levels were interesting. The story is deliberately ass. Can you stop shooting me? Thanks. So, like, what the hell am I supposed to do with these? Uh-oh, low fuel. I don't think that's fuel. Yeah, I know, but... Where am I gonna find more video game? That's not fuel, that's ammo. Yeah, this run's really bad. Can the map tell me? Fuel drums. Oh, it can. Okay, there's one to the immediate northwest of where I am. Not like in here, is it? Oh, it's in here. It must be in here. Yes. Oh, come on! That was so lame. That was so lame. Yeah. I hope they don't mind me destroying those things instead. The game I unabashedly recommend is Thunderwolves. Okay, so there's 2 more of these. Where are you going there, champ? Nowhere, apparently. Return to base. Did I like fail? Did I fail the mission? I bet I failed the mission for destroying all the mirrors. But hey, it kept him out of that asshole's hands. They should be thanking me. Frame rate in this is so bad. 7 years bad luck for breaking the mirrors. Okay, but I did return to base. What the hell do you want now? What's your fucking problem, game? Oh, maybe this base? You broke the mirrors. This is serious bad luck. This will reflect badly on your record. Whatever, man. Fuck off. Nope, I don't think so. Welcome back. I don't think so. Yeah, apparently I was supposed to, like, take the mirrors somewhere instead of destroying them. Whatever. Then we got Batman Forever, Link's Awakening, a code correction for Judge Dredd, some shit for Mario's Tennis, and some shit for NBA Jam on Game Boy. Yeah. I think this is what happened last time, too. It might have been. It might have been. Alright, so. What lies beyond the horizon of classified information? Syndicate! SNES Syndicate's kind of an interesting attempt. feel like that's exactly how you played it last time. I mean, look. The core problem with Urban Strike is it runs like ass. Like, it is just, it's not fun to play because of the technical limitations of it. So once you're stuck with that, like struggling against the frame rate, like there's not a whole lot of incentive to actually try to get through the missions. Idea for a Strike movie starring Nick Cage. Oh wait. Conquer the world for your crime syndicate. That's a straightforward goal of Ocean's new game, which blends elements of strategy games with plenty of pure firepower. As many as 4 players can equip squads of cyborgs and send them out on more than 50 deadly missions on the mean streets of the future. Syndicate's a cool game. It was never quite what I wanted it to be, though. The PC version or the SNES version have certain awkward limitations, which to me really held back the experience of leading a group of agents through like a cyberpunk city and completing missions. The PC version, it is a real pain in the ass to maneuver your team through the mouse interface and switch between them and get them to actually do what you want them to do. SNES Syndicate actually plays a lot better because you have direct control of them using the controller, and this does actually have 4-player multiplayer, which is like a genius thing to add to this game. But navigating the levels is a real pain in the ass here. And yes, the missions are very, very cut down from what they were on the PC. Presently, the Syndicate even got console ports. Even the missions are drastically cut down. Yeah. Ooh, sorry. It reminds you of the game Syndicate Wars. Syndicate Wars was a direct sequel to this. We played that one too. Syndicate Wars has a lot of promise. It plays better than OG Syndicate, but it's got some really, really mean level designs and some serious jank where your agents can just die at the drop of a hat and you don't even really know why. Syndicate, one of the games EA tried to delist off Steam and GOG changed their minds. I don't know, actually. Number one thing I remember about this game is the last person I saw trying to play it literally couldn't figure out how it worked. It's weird because it's not a complicated game, but it's a counterintuitive game. Like, it looks simple, it is simple, but in a backwards sort of way. Syndicate is one of those games I think would massively benefit from a similar treatment to System Shock Remaster, where the same game with controls that make sense to people with hands. Yes, so much so. Honestly, like a Syndicate remake, I think would do gangbusters. I think it would do so well. Because in the modern era, I mean, you know, honestly, I'm kind of surprised there haven't been more like Syndicate-inspired indie games. It's not a super complicated game to reinterpret. I guess Satellite Rain was at least in part, well, no, I imagine Satellite Rain was in large part influenced by Syndicate. That game's got its own problems, unfortunately. System Shock 1 Syndrome, where the underlying game is simple, the way you interact with it is absurd, yeah. Yeah, Syndicate on PC has needlessly overcomplicated RTS controls for something that you probably could have gotten away with just using, like, the arrow keys for. The collapse of the New World Order plunged civilization into chaos. Finally, ruthless crime syndicates asserted a semblance of control. Now they're in a fight to finish for total domination. In this hyper-violent world, old-fashioned human soldiers are a liability. Instead, the syndicates have hijacked the latest advances in biotechnology to develop lethal cyborgs, marauding machines with superhuman capabilities. As a junior syndicate exec, you'll modify your cyborgs' bodies, arm them with powerful weapons, and send them out to pacify the citizenry. Unintuitive game control and so-so graphics keep Syndicate off the A-list, but the game's novel setup, dark humor, and creepy music should attract both action and strategy fans. Nintendo Power are not pulling any punches with this one, but they're also not wrong. Never found System Shock controls overly complex. The issue is they slap so much fucking UI over them, it's hard to parse. I think that's what Shadows is really talking about here. Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward FPS, but the interface, the user interface, is madness manifest. So outfit and send out your robots. Outfit them any way you want, with brains and eyes and chests and hearts. They also point out if you fail a mission, you can immediately re-enter the mission zone. It's best to hit reset and begin again. Otherwise, you'll lose all the money you spent to equip and modify your team. System Shock's UI, I would say, I do like how tactile some of it is. Mostly kind of messy. This is a lot of text. They kind of overdid it on text. Ease up on that trigger figure. Successfully completing a mission on the mean streets requires a lot more than the urge to spill blood indiscriminately. Bummer, huh? Before charging, you can take a deep breath and check out the lay of the land. After all, your bosses will be sorely disappointed they find you've been posting someone you're supposed to rescue. You also want to stock your cryo chamber with persuaded enemy agents. To do that, you'll have to have at least a version 1 brain and to have persuaded at least 5 civilians. I have played Frozen Synapse. Frozen Synapse is a very, very unique game. Because it's turn-based strategy, but it has this very unique, like, simultaneous turn system. I should do Frozen Synapse sometime. For folks who missed it. Frozen Synapse was a big deal when it came out. It was one of those indie games that hit big, and everybody at least tried it. And I think there was a sequel that wasn't terribly well received, and then I don't know what happened to the devs past that. Had a very tiny dinner, haven't got the ratios down for one more person. Oh, music ran out. Well, I guess that means we better play the game. God, I'm sorry. This is way too. They give text breakdowns of like every single mission in the game, so I'm not gonna read through all that. I'm just gonna play it. And if nothing else, we can enjoy the super cool CGI opening. I remember watching the opening over and over again in the store window of Babbage's when I was a kid. And just thinking that was like the coolest looking shit ever. And then I never actually played the game until I was an adult and streamed it. I was like, oh, this is not great, actually. Bullfrog Production. Bullfrog made some neat stuff. Actually, yeah, we're not gonna get the cool animated intro, are we? Because it's Super NES. It would take up the entire cartridge. I think it just skipped whatever that was going to be. I'm controlling the red guy right now. I'm not sure who exactly I'm looking for. So yeah, enemy agents are just like gunning people down. We gotta stop them. And now we evacuate. That was a mission. Kill 2 dudes and then leave. Not this way. I was gonna remind you a little bit of cannon fodder. I can definitely see that. I wanted to like Syndicate more than I did, especially the PC version, because I really, really like the graphics. I really like the I've always been a huge sucker for like detailed isometric graphics. Mission complete. Press start. Oh, here we go. Mission completed. Time in mission, 2 hours, 2 days. Hit accuracy 6%. Amazing. All right, so now we pick a mission location. I guess that was Western Europe where we started. Scandinavia? I guess. I don't know. Days go fast. Persuade person. Oh, cool. We can't actually do this because I didn't get a Persuadatron. And I don't know how you exit out from the mission. So that sucks. Also, I may have just disarmed all of our agents. Did I get them all to like throw down their guns? Because nobody has any guns anymore. Oh, there we go. Top button, apparently. How did I pick things up? So this is the other problem with this game. When you go inside buildings, you can't see yourself anymore. Mission failed. My one issue with the remake is I wish you could still name your waypoints. I like that he tries to throw something through the hologram. Persuade him to die. Oh, and cool. And then they just load you straight back into the mission without... Oh, I didn't know when you paused, you could actually just look freely around the map. That's pretty cool. Like, if they would just let me get a Persuadatron, everything would be fine. Game could do with the twin stick control scheme. Yeah, that'd probably help. Yeah, it's a cool concept. I want to like it, but Nintendo Power is spot on. It has a very awkward control scheme and other issues. So, oh well. No, I tried everything. I could not get out of the mission. I think you do just have to like mash reset on it or something. So for Scandinavia, free market extremists have kidnapped a judge's son, rescue the Latin persuadertron as captors, and sign up with your syndicate, but don't be afraid to spill entrepreneurial blood en route. Oh yeah, we didn't get research going either. It does have a little bit of XCOM to it, where you research additional stuff. Just impressed this was Bullfrog. I'm curious what do they have the... I want to know what the mission for the Pacific Accelerator was, but it's not on here. Was the console port of Theme Park any good? I don't know. I don't actually know. So yeah, bit of a missed opportunity, this one. But so it goes. Cranky's top 10 tips for getting 102% in Donkey Kong Country 2. I don't care. I really just don't care. Who's the geezer? He's a legend in his own mind. When you 100% a level, it gets an exclamation point. Bananas are clues to stuff. Hero coins don't count. When doubt by clues. Explore. Do stuff with aminals. Save wisely. Yeah. Oh well. And then Ken Griffey Jr.'s got another game coming. That's Ken Griffey's ass. Good for him. Good for him. And we made it to the Epic Center, chat. We've made it to the Epic Center. Let me, I guess, move over here for at least a minute. What's the news? A new online adventure. In December, a new interactive adventure began. Nintendo Power Source's Epic Center on America Online. The new adventure is called Metroid Blood of the Chozo, and it's a sci-fi thriller taking place on a planet far, far away. Although Samus appears as a character in the interactive experience, the plot has nothing to do with ZBs with a mother brain. In the beginning of the adventure, characters explore the mystery of the violent Chozos that have appeared from deep space. As in the case of Wizard's Realm, the stories of characters are created by our online audience. Characters' adventures can be written rules by one or more authors. Guildmasters monitor the storylines to make sure they don't violate preset standards and rules. That's really cool. That is really, really cool. I would like to have checked that out. DS1 is where I built a good enough park in Ethiopia that I could raise my ticket price point high enough they spent all their money getting in, then left happy immediately. What's up, Vesty? How you doing tonight? DS port of SimCity was legit good too. I always wanted to play the Japanese DS SimCities. They looked really interesting. Japan has its own constellation of SimCities, which is really, really interesting. Ute Tower is only the tip of the iceberg, as it turns out. Anti-Yoshi. Some things are just too good to be true. In the case of Yoshi, that eternally cute and friendly dino from Super Mario World and Yoshi's Island, there's a dark side unknown before now. In Super Mario RPG, the new character is introduced as the antithesis of Yoshi. He's a bad Yoshi-like dinosaur called Washi. Washi is blue, wears sunglasses, sports a red crest on his head, and a spiked collar around his neck. Max's Sim games take off in Japan. They did, yes. They really did. To the point that they had local developers licensing like the Sim names and building their own games out of them. Song is sexy. It is. It is, isn't it? And you would never know. You would never imagine what it's from. But I can show you. Oh, I can show you. Such things. Except that I already know. Sims Pachinko. No, it's actually Super Adventure Island. Super Adventure Island has some really cool music as it happens. By the Streets of Rage composer. That makes sense. That honestly makes sense. Yeah. Higgins is Higgins is a sexy, chubby little fuck. And now that quote has been immortalized on my channel. Great. Dragon Chow. Have you ever wanted to raise a dragon? RPG players in Japan will get that chance when they plunge into Bahamut Lagoon from Squaresoft. One of the unique aspects of the Final Fantasy-based game is the players cultivate characters and raise them to new levels. In the case of dragons, one of the ways to increase experience is through diet. If you feed your dragon the right food, it will grow stronger and be more effective in battle. There is no word yet on what constitutes a preferred diet for dragons, or rumor has gold, jewels, and meddling wizards are high on the list. Yuzo Koshiro has been around a lot. Also did Ys 1 2 music, Master System version of Sonic 1, the Etrian Odyssey games. Is that... I was gonna ask y'all what this was a screenshot of. That's Tales of Phantasia? If someone asked you what the top-rated games is scored by the evaluators at Nintendo Co. Limited was, you might reply it was Super Mario World, Yoshi's Island, Donkey Kong Country 2, or The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Good guesses, but all wrong. Number 1 on the in-house charts is an RPG from Namco that was released in Japan on December 15th of last year. Tales of Phantasia falls firmly into the Final Fantasy camp of RPGs when it comes to battle engines. But the quality of the graphics and sound stands out even at a casual glance. The game is even prettier than Chrono Trigger. Instead of using the traditional overworld map and close-ups for town, Phantasia keeps all the action at the same scale and an angled overhead viewpoint. Game ranges widely over the world, from a mountain hamlet to the coastal city, from castles and ships to a tropical village, from deep forests to rocky deserts. With a party of up to 4 characters in tow, you battle enemies using magic and weapons, which is pretty standard stuff. But apparently the story is also very involving. Namco hasn't made a decision on the fate of Tales of Phantasia for the US market, but according to our sources at Namco, it is looking at several alternatives. No, it doesn't. It's a side-scrolling action RPG. What the fuck game do you play? The battle scenes are side-scroll. Other than that, it's overhead. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense. So, did we get Tales of Phantasia here? At the time? I guess I can look this up. I mean, I know y'all will answer, but... let me just say it. Originally released only in Japan in December 1995. First title, it's the first title in the Tales series. So again, it was first available in English on the 2006 on GBA. Only version we got was on GBA, and that port is something alright. Tales of Phantasia is one of the games I never heard of until I was playing around with random ROMs as a kid. You fell in love with it. Wow. That's interesting, Ponzikar. So, I had... excuse me. I think one of the reasons I was never big... I wasn't real big on ROMs for the longest time is I would try games that I was always curious about, but never had as a kid. And I don't know if it was just like the volume of them that I had, or they just didn't live up to expectations. But despite finally being able to play like the real Final Fantasy 2 or 3 or 5 or stuff like that, like other Japan only games, I just didn't really get into them. I wasn't as interested in playing through them as I was the stuff we had actually gotten and the games that I had grown up with. So, well, yeah, and definitely part of that was some of the games that I played, like original Final Fantasy 2 and 3. They're not good. I'm glad I'm revisiting a lot of this stuff through the magic of streaming, because y'all's enthusiasm for it can help me push through a game that I might not necessarily be particularly inclined to do myself. PSP port got translated recently, is by far the best version. Okay. Tales of Destiny was the first in the series, we got the second. Okay. Combat, so in the GBA port, combat runs at 5 FPS and localization is legendarily crap. Somehow renaming Ragnarok to Kangaroo. We have so many ROMs at your disposal on the page to give them a chance to shine. That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. I think that was the main issue for me. I think that was the big problem. Curious now. I am curious now, chat. Well, keep a small amount of ROMs on PC at once. It forces you to keep focused. Yeah. Yeah, despite having the vast ROM libraries that I do now, I don't ever sit down and play all the way through any of these old games that I now actually have access to. I only do it on streams. Let's see. Hang on, this might not be plugged in. Ow. Damn it. Shoot. Oh. That do it? I hope that did it. Yeah, that did it. Okay. Okay, perfect. Great. Sit tight, chat. We're gonna do something fun. Other rank kind of shift employee forgot playing more than one JRPG at a time. That's true too. My extremely irregular work schedule and work hours have not been conducive. I hate fun, all kinds. Well, good. You'll really hate this then. You'll just hate the shit out of this then. Yep, there it is. Doing something fun now. This is new. Let's see here. Hope this is it. Yep, that'll do it. Let's take a look at this garbage port, shall we? Did you listen to the intro for this game?
It lurks in the hearts of men.
Oh. Okay.
Tiger Blade. Yeah.
Tiger Blade.
Yeah.
SNES version had a fully sung opening song here. Wow. Okay. I tell you what, we can, since this one's translated, because I'm 99% sure I don't have a fan translation of SNES Tales of Phantasia. Let's play through a little bit of this to get a feel for what they did, and then let's check out the Japanese SNES version. Oh, I did play it on Import Night? Oh, well. But this is Star Ocean were huge. They might be the biggest ROMs on deck. You can kind of almost tell that this song was supposed to be like a bigger deal. There was supposed to be more going on here because some of these shots are really long and uneventful. And it would definitely help if somebody was singing over them. This is the poster child for Doomed starting village game. These voices are something.
The heck is that?
The heck is that? It can't be. This character meant to be like 17. Sound like 40-year-olds. Are we going somewhere with this? I think my memory of this is starting to come back. What are you doing here? No! You can never just kill people in these games. You gotta seal them away or something. Task appointed my family through the generations fulfilled at last. A dozen or so years passed. Okay, yeah, I remember this now. Did you call for me, Father? Miguel. I did. How's your mother feeling? Her fever's gone. She should be fine now. So what's on your mind? About that pendant I gave you. Pendant? Oh, the one you gave me for my 15th birthday. What about it? I'll admit though, as much as I rib on this port, it was your first Tales game. Off to hunt, Ami. Be careful, you're the only big brother I have. Yeah, I remember this now. Like, we go fuck around in the woods for a bit and then come back and the entire village has just been wiped off the face of the earth. Or whatever planet this is. Got a GameStop in Atlanta for like $7. I tried the demo for Vesperia. I got the pendant tonight at dinner time. Okay. Master Tristan, please make yourself comfortable. Sorry about that. Master Tristan just stopped by the house. I'm ready now, Chester. Grass, wait. Mom. Still recovering from that illness. You should stay inside, but I was worried about you. There have been monsters about lately. We'll be fine as long as Chester has his bow and I my sword. Plus Dad's here in the village. Don't worry, Miss Albane. We're just gonna do some hunting. Well, okay, but don't overdo it. I'll take this. Apple gel. What about just an apple? The village of Toltus. Anything huge as Tails head? But I generally like this series. Well, I mean, y'all know me. I haven't played these at all. Other than the little bits y'all have made me play. I kind of want to go ahead and initiate Doom here. Hello there, Cress. Leaving already, Master? I am. And where are you two headed? We're going hunting in South Forest. That'd be excellent practice. Okay, bye. Should check out Alundra at some point. It's not a great game gameplay-wise. Oh boy, is this story that goes from bad to worse narratively. I think I still only played a single Tales game during your JRPG era. The Wild Boar. Yeah, I think by the time Tales games made it to the US, I was kind of on the outs with JRPGs in general. I moved over the years, you know, I started playing CRPGs with Fallout 1 on PC. And I was on and off with them. I played Fallout 2. I got Baldur's Gate, but I never got into Baldur's Gate. I played Planescape Torment. And I kept up with the Final Fantasy series through 10. And y'all know I love 10 and X2. But 8 and 9 kind of shook my attachment to it. And then when 11 turned out to be an MMO, they kind of lost me. So I never ended up picking up 12. And at that point, I was just kind of more into PC gaming in general. I think that's also around the time that I discovered Morrowind. So, I mean, that pretty much absorbed all of my RPG attentions. Final Fantasy IX was definitely meh. Yeah, it's not my favorite. I made it, I got through it a couple years ago on stream, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I gave it another chance, but yeah, it's definitely not my favorite. But of course, every Final Fantasy is somebody's favorite. Even Japanese too, I'm sure. Final Fantasy VIII, I enjoyed the trigger for Squall. I'm gonna give Final Fantasy VIII another try someday. Because I had a really weird experience with Final Fantasy VIII. where like as I was playing it, I kind of disliked it more and more. Like I really didn't like where the story went or how it wrapped up, and I got really frustrated with some of the characters in it. But then like after I finished it, like upon reflection, I kind of had a more favorable impression of it, and I've always meant to replay it. I've just never taken the time to do it. Final Fantasy VIII, I like the vibes, I hate the mechanics. It does have some of the weirdest mechanics of that era. You gonna play the remake or the original? Final Fantasy VIII? Is like the remake's not really like a big remake, is it? Like it doesn't really change a whole lot, does it? I think I need that. Where's that? No. How do I need apple. I need gel, I'm gonna die. Chester, help me out here, chief. Blorp. Oh, cool! You can actually float around as a little ghosty. That's cute. Chester, man, you gotta carry the team now. Final Fantasy VIII is just a poster child of what I don't like about Final Fantasy games sometimes. Feeling the need to do weird shit for the sake of it. See, I like the Final Fantasy series for that. I like the Final Fantasy series for taking chances with weird shit that may not, like this, may not work out. No one ever saw them again. Imagine how devastating that would be for Cress's mom. Finally understand the difference now. Western RPGs like Fallout, Elder Scrolls, here's a buttload of systems where you can customize your character to a crazy degree. Some of those options are traps. No, there are of course exceptions to the rules, but in general, Western RPGs are much more focused on like giving the player the opportunity to customize their own character and grow them in their own specific way over the course of the game. Whereas Japanese RPGs lean much more heavily into playing a defined role, playing a character that is established for you, and along with that, like kind of limiting your growth and development options. Rich Chester survived just because 5 seconds later he leaves the party for a small bit, so it's gonna be like, what the fuck happens then? I just wanted a look at this port because you were talking about how bad it was. Let's pop back real quick to let's pop back to the SNES version real quick and do a little compare and contrast. Oh, I need to actually get out of this. Oh, whoops. I went the wrong way. That's not what I meant to do. Hang on just a sec. It'd be neat if I had like a little splitter box for all these cables, but those tend to degrade the signal as well. Final Fantasy 7 to 10, you start to get a lot of complex systems to work with. You do, but the fact is you're still playing a specific character. Whereas in Western RPGs at the time, you tended to be able to define your own character. But of course, like I said, there's exceptions to all these things. Once BioWare rose to prominence, then you had Western RPGs where you were playing as a specific predefined character. and JRPGs over time did open up to give you more options for customizing your own characters to the point where you weren't playing a specific named person anymore. Did y'all talk about the online Metro game? We did, yes. We did. Final Fantasy X is probably the best game I ever kind of bounced off of. I know some people bounced off of it because of the vibes and tragically the characters, which I'm sorry, they're some of the best in the Final Fantasy franchise. But yeah. Oh, why did I do that? And do the other Tales of Phantasia. Where did I put it? Fortnite 1 or 2? Oh yeah. Legendary Grenade, pressing the X button multiple times for one attack. Just a lot of what I want from RPGs inherently based on exploration. Final Fantasy X, for all its genuine major strength, no, it's not that sort of game. You're right. You are absolutely right about that. What's up, Tradon? Good to see you. Yeah, it runs a lot better. Lot better. The one to do the very linear vibe, right? Though. It definitely helps that the game is structured around that. It makes it feel not quite as jarring. I will tell you straight up though. Hang on. Okay. Just like my Japanese animes. It really is, though. Huh, they actually redesigned those things for the GBA port. I wonder why. Forget how much cartridge space is taken up by this song, but I noticed a lot. I mean, you know there was somebody on the game team that was like, if you try to remove this song, I will kill you. Portraits are a lot better in this version. A lot better. Jesus, a lot better. Love to play the original Tales of Phantasia. Apparently the GB... Yeah, no, we just looked at the GBA version, and, like, just sitting through the intro, the SNES version is far and away so much better. Like, it's not even a fair comparison. It's a game that has a lot of different gameplay elements. Eternal Sin... Anyway, what I was saying is, when we do inevitably play Final Fantasy X, as much as I love that game, I can tell you right now, there's going to be points where, like, we'll be on the road and we'll get to a new area and there'll be a long cutscene and it will go back to gameplay and I'll take, like, 3 steps in one direction and it'll trigger another cutscene. I'm going to bitch about that. I do not like that. I really, really don't like that about 10. I mean, to be fair, they sound like old men in the Japanese too, so like... This is so much better! This looks so much better! Like, sweet flashing lights warning, by the way. But holy shit, what were they doing on that GPA port? Accidentally triggered an unbeatable battle with your... I know exactly where you did that, too. Yeah, this has actual credits, too. Amazing. I was describing Sword of Vermilion to someone else, someone earlier tonight. I realized just how varied it is. A mixture of overhead mapping, first-person dungeon crawling, real-time battling, a bunch of different spells, cool monsters, and plot twists you never seen coming. What is this? Tales of Phantasia boat scene. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Why did the GBA version have to see a full length but remove Y? Yeah, it's bizarre. It is really bizarre. All right, anyway, I just want to take a look at this. So, I mean, that basically establishes what what you were telling me. Not what I thought, what you told me to think. And turns out you're right about that. So, yeah. And you said the PSP port is like the best version then? How would you handle that translation scene audition? Not like that. Interesting. I need to take some time to read over this, because like it looks like the localization that the fan group went pretty far afield in places. PSP port is the best version. PS1 is very close second, it's still in the retro feel. They're basically identical. PSP version has some quality of life features imported from later battles. Okay, cool. I don't know if the Tales of series is something that I really want to get into. It's one of those things that I'm not personally super interested in. So I'm not terribly inclined to add it to the ever-growing list of series in progress we have. Did you ever play the versions of Chrono Trigger with the anime cutscenes in them? No. No, I didn't. With Chrono Trigger, I've always stuck with the cartridge version, because the PS1 re-releases of the Final Fantasy games in Chrono Trigger had like absolutely atrocious loading times on them, which is, considering how many battles there are in those games, gets really, really, really irritating really, really, really fast. For some reason, the SNES version fan translation is based on the PS1 version. Oh, the PS1 version has some script changes. Ha. Played 5 hours of Tales of Symphonia before I give it back. It was a good time. Oh, there's a DS version too. Okay. Well, I mean, when I do Chrono Trigger, I'm gonna do the SNES version because that's the one that I know and I grew up with, and it's yeah. DS version is very good. I think the PC version is based on it. I mean, it makes sense for them to go with the most recent version if they're not just making a new one. Not the one on DS. I never played the one on DS. And I always get a little antsy about additional content added to these old games. Cause like the GBA version of Final Fantasy 1 added a bunch of bullshit to it that I think actively detracts from the game. So I know I should take it on a case-by-case basis, but I'm kind of biased against them. Can't imagine super easy to emulate touchscreen for some games. I think I haven't set up a DS emulator yet. I should, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. I think they tend to let you use like the mouse to do the touchscreen, or in some cases, like some ROMs of DS games let you eschew the touch controls entirely if they're not essential to the gameplay. I've never heard a single positive word about the added content in Chrono Trigger DS. Well, there you go. Little Battle Coliseum minigame. One stupid bit about it. Yeah, I'm doing the SNES version. I'm not doing it. Helps tie the plot to Chrono Cross. I'm 100% doing the SNES version. I can't think of anything I would be interested in less than that. Yeah. I'm already willing to give Chrono Cross another shot sometime in the future. Let's not push our luck here. Hidden Reptite Village and some other stuff. Original Chrono Trigger has a dang good translation for a 90s release. It was very solid. It was very solid for the time, especially coming off of stuff like Final Fantasy 3, what we now know as Final Fantasy 6, which I'm sure y'all remember from us streaming, had a fair number of inconsistencies and just did not do a terribly good job of maintaining character voice throughout. My memory of Chrono Trigger is a little dim at this point, but I do feel like characters had solid characterizations throughout, which was definitely an improvement over other games at the time. Oh no, like Wolseley famously had a ridiculously short schedule to do that game on, and what we ended up with was, I mean, fucking Shakespeare, given the schedule he had to work with, so. Helps that Hori is a good writer when it comes to that. It's sort of always been that since Dragon Quest IV, so you get really good material to work with. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, if the original had really strong character voices, then the localization team or writer, as it tended to be in that era, has a much easier job. So yeah. Anyway, chat, I think we're gonna stop here for tonight, because we do have the possibility of poking at Breath of Fire 2 again next time. Though I think I'm gonna kind of skip over this since we do have a full, or rather, a democratic playthrough, which I'm sure will turn into a full playthrough of this coming up probably really soon, honestly. And then I imagine y'all might want to take a look at Dragon Quest VI. So we'll just save that for next time. So Also, I need to get to bed so I can be up in 5 hours. Not if I have anything to say about it. Yeah, so, I'm sorry, what's going on here? There we go. Yeah, next time we'll be back here. We'll be starting right up from here. We'll probably gloss over the Breath of Fire 2 feature, because I don't know anything about this game, really. I didn't really read over this very much when I was a kid, and if I did, I didn't retain anything from it, so I'd prefer Breath of Fire 2 to be a fresh experience for me. That art is cool, like legit. I assume that's the Japanese box art? Maybe? It looks like it should be, at least. So yeah. Anyway, chat. Tomorrow night is Indie Variety Night, and boy, do I have a variety of things to show you tomorrow night. It's gonna be a real good time. Is it an original piece? What the fuck? Where'd it come from then? I mean, there's no way Nintendo Power commissioned this or anything. Like, where the hell did this come from? Yeah, we've seen the US art for it, and the US art is, well, pretty bad. But yeah, Indie Variety Night tomorrow night. We'll be back here on Saturday. Yeah, if not Breath of Fire 2, we'll probably take a look at Dragon Quest 6 again. They're starting to get all kind of mashed up in my brain now, chat. We've taken so many little looks at JRPGs from this generation, I'm having a little trouble keeping them sorted out. One reason I'm actually kind of looking forward to democratically full playing Breath of Fire 2 is so that I can keep this one straight. But yeah. Indie Variety Night tomorrow, Power Hours on Saturday, nothing on Sunday, Fallout 3 returns on Monday, and so on and so forth, and onward and upward and outward, and that's streams. That's what we do. Let's go find somebody to raid. Hildy is still up. Working her way through Path of Pain and Hollow Knight. Yeesh. Let's go provide her some moral support, shall we? Let's do that. Anyway, gang. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you for joining me for more trawling through Nintendo Power. We played some, excuse me, cool stuff tonight. We did our duty, and we're gonna play some more cool stuff on Saturday. Might even... There's a non-zero chance we could finish the magazine on Saturday, depending on what's hiding in the back half here, because we have hit the halfway point. And I don't think we'll be stuck too long on Epic Center, so could be good for our pacing. But yeah, thanks again for coming out. Hopefully I will see you all tomorrow night for a big Indie Variety Night. But until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.